Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one, back with another one. This is the Embracing Being Independent Thinking. Independent Thinking. Uh, this is being this is, I'm getting a little tongue twisted. Okay. This is the Embracing Being an Independent Thinker 17th edition, also as Veterans Day edition. You know, it's Veterans Day. Salute to the veterans that actually serve the country and try to do it for your own interests, even though y'all part of that military industrial complex, but it's y'all staying. But do what you have to do to get that money. So with that, I'm just gonna speak lightly, talk a little politics of there and there, and talk about last night's little fiasco with MBD. Man, I saw some bullshit last night. Niggas arguing and shit like that. Like that shit was entertaining. And then I saw that pineapple show, but I won't go to, the woman got some matches. You know what I'm saying? She got some matches. And I'm just like, look at it, like, look, you niggas do what you do. I'm just doing me content wise, but let me get set up in here. Like I told y'all, I know people are not going to come through because this is Tuesday afternoon. Because normally I do these at night, but I said no. I said I was going to do it in the afternoon. I'm gonna pick a time, and I said, you know what? Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Because niggas is apparently busy, but I'm just got to get this content out. So it's pretty much here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like for somebody to talk about it bluntly, I know people are talking about what's going on overseas and things like that. I just turned everything off. I ain't watching nothing. And last night I know everybody said they exposed MBD. Yeah, y'all didn't really expose much. I mean, he's just who he is. I mean, we read the tenants last year. People I had last year on my panels, y'all can see those old streams, and that's already been exposed. And niggas still arguing about that shit. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. And then you got the Tasmanian exclusive devil, whatever you want to call it. He's another clown that no one cares about, but it's the same shit. And then of course you got uh village arsonist VA, and VA was tripping his ass off. I don't know what he's tripping on. Like, dude, that manosphere shit. I'm trying to tell y'all, that y'all didn't get off that. That's just there, bro. That shit died 2 years ago. You niggas ain't really about that. Y'all so fucking deluded. The ones that believe in that shit, y'all so goddamn deluded. Y'all need to just get off this shit and then get your lives right. Go outside, man, because 2020 is over, bro. This ain't 2020. This ain't 2021. This is 2022. People's outside, and the reason everybody's not getting views all over YouTube because they've been stuck in the pandemic for 2 years. Now, next year is going to be very telling because I'm not going to be doing this all the time. Y'all ever going to see me doing this. I may do this every once in a while, every other Tuesday, but I may change that. But you're going to see some things that's going to matter. You're not going to see me very often. You know what I'm saying? But next year, I will drop some content. Best believe. It just ain't going to be as a lot. You know what I'm saying? You just got to understand a lot of things could be said or heard, but you got to understand people have their own admission. So you can't expect like anything that's going to come concrete and come clear. So I don't know, man. Like, niggas is going to be who they are and just sparing the bullshit, whatever. So it is what it is. Like, I know people just don't want to talk about what's going on. And what I saw last night, man, it's a trip. I was watching that show and then it went crazy. I know people's in and out. I saw someone came in and I said, all right, let me get this out real quick. Because, I'll take this off the stand for real quick and let's talk. And I'll put it back on the stand, whatever. I'm just holding this mic right now, just keep it at what it is. But Basically, you niggas, y'all just be on some bullshit. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, I see this where it's going. And they talk about mad bus driving. And I mean, the whole conversation didn't really get into no point. It's just y'all was arguing, screaming as usual. But shouts to the GMT, man, for, dropping some little knowledge about him and everything else. I mean, they got the information on him, but when he got exposed, but I read the tennis last year. Apparently, someone's been listening to my channel last year. Oh, apparently someone's been listening to my channel. There's a lot of people listening to my channel from last year, and it's old shit, and now it's coming out. It's already been planted. The seeds already been planted. Now everybody's acting crazy right now. You see, they want to act like this is nothing new, right? They act like, what's the purpose of having this series? But when I have this series, it means something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to dictate or anything like that. So y'all gotta y'all gotta look at this and say, hey, this is what we're on. Y'all act like this is a holy thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to dictate nothing or to anybody. Y'all my own person over here. So, and I think for my damn self. So let's not act like we're gonna do this shit right. We're gonna do this shit right. So that's just how it is. But let's see something real quick. Add that a little bit. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. All right, we're good. So as what I'm saying, but today's like, so-called Veterans Day, let's go and push this back, lock it up. I'll pull it back out and just lean it towards me, whatever, I like the little clip and the stand to go with it. But you got niggas think they know everything, what's going on online. And then people said the doxing part, and they was talking about, the other website I don't really care for. That's all it was, and that's my reason to cut that shit off. Niggas love doxing and shit. But people gonna dox it regardless. I mean, people's on some bullshit. You have to understand that. That's just a part of the name of the game of the current where we are. That's just how you. That's how you got to look at it. I don't understand why people just don't see the future in that. I don't understand why people just act crazy, man. Like, but that's just part of the world. Life says it's just the internet. We know it's the internet, but you niggas is fake, bro. Y'all niggas is fake. I get so tired of this shit. It ain't even funny. Damn, I lost so many. I lost so many followers on Instagram. Well, I'm into that. I'll get them back, though. I get certain hoes back. I got my loyalies. Everybody else is fake too, but it happens. When you create websites like these, you just, I use them for other purposes, but I don't use them just to be using them. You know what I'm saying? Like to interact. I use them for other means. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a superstar on these damn websites, especially YouTube. I use them with just scout, see what's out there, what the fuck they talking about. This internet shit is nothing. I've been doing this shit for a long time. This motherfuckers just claim they something they ain't. But see, I don't brag about myself on here. On the internet, I don't put my business out on here because I'm very, very low key out here. Because you got a lot of fake motherfuckers think they know everything, but which they don't. They talk a whole lot of shit They'll say a lot of shit and they expect you to say jump and go aha on niggas, but that ain't gonna happen. Over in my lane, I know people just don't want to talk about it real soon or later, but niggas gonna be who they are, right? And you also got some guys that try to change the way you do things with it, but I ain't got time for that. Like, I still get a couple of views there and there. But people is getting out of this pandemic feel. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get out of it. And the reason they're getting out of it, I'll tell you a secret, they've been locked in for 2 years. 2 years, people was trapped in their homes. And the reason I'm bringing this up, why the views are where they are, and I'm telling you, it's done by design. Last year, everybody was getting views because everybody was stuck in the house. They had nothing to do. That's why niggas is acting wild right now. Crime is going up, all the killings and all the shootings. Heard this one girl from Twitter, she's from DC, and it's a lot of killings where she's at. It's a lot of killings where she's at. I mean, she's better off leaving that area. I don't get why niggas just want to stay in one spot and then they know it's going to be gentrified in the future or assimilated. But y'all so fake on here, not telling the real truth. It's just obvious, man. Like, I'm not trying to get mad on here. I'm just trying to say, look, don't come my way with that bullshit. I'm not the one. I'm never the one. And I'm always gonna be consistent who the fuck I am all the time. Right? That's how y'all gotta look at it. Like, look, we here, we understand, but damn. Why is it there's a lot of fake shit? It's just people just want to pretend so long and they want to do this shit and then try to act like they'll forget about it. But people don't forget shit. Internet is like constantly a reminder. People are so fake. You have to do some damage. You have to do some damage. This ain't no rant. This ain't no such and such. This is what it is, man. People get tired, man. People get tired of everybody's bullshit, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what this is talking about. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get flagged. Fair use. Oh, they talking about a mad bus driver. Yeah, I know who's in the chat room. It's your usual suspects. I'm not gonna argue. Shouts out to the ones though. That's consistent on my end. Shouts out to the American Negro and everybody else. But the usual suspect used to be over here. I'm just gonna look at you sideways. Uh-oh. He mad about that Trevor shit. Uh-oh. Yeah, I should have turned that down. I should have turned that down. Hope that don't get hit. But I don't care, because I can delete this and post another one. Put it as a pre-record. And I'll do that if it gets hit. And, and it's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long. It's gonna be it's also gonna be in that series as well. So I can pre-record and show y'all I can do this shit too. So, it ain't much. It's a good title of the stream. He said 25 plus over Boomer, but shouts out to him. But yeah, man, I ain't really tripping over here. AE Films Talk, the homies tribe, we're on the transatlantic. Courtney's on fire. Courtney's on fire over Lapeef. She's tired of this bull. Yeah, she going up, bro. Do a damn thing. She got tired of the Lapeef shit. I know she's a part of it, but she's really tired of it. She's trying to wing herself away from it. You know what I'm saying? But well, let's talk about people with less views on here. Well, see, the pandemic done ruined everybody's lives, and that's why they're not feeling the YouTube thing. And I don't blame them because YouTube is a short term thing. I told you, I've been on this thing for years, and then the 3 years that my views gained, it gained what it was. It is what it is. It's crazy. But it's just like, and it's a lot of crazy news on here. But that's what's hurting a lot of people. And I think a lot of people just going back to work. They said they don't want to go back to work. That's bullshit. Most people want to be outside and just not give a fuck. Cause see, they want to do what they're supposed to do, especially if they have kids and they don't hoard themselves out. And now they got to do other things. Everybody just want to be outside. They don't want another lockdown. And it seems like most people don't want another lockdown. And the reason why they don't want another lockdown, I believe, is because they know everything else is bullshit. You got to understand something. Most people do not want to be isolated. They don't know how to be handle introverted, and that's why most people are extroverted so much. And the reason they so extroverted, they think everybody want to see this shit, and no one gives a fuck about them. And that's just bottom line. You do have some introverted people in the world. They speak from different means. You know what I'm saying? I don't trip off of it. I've been outside before. Like people ask me, I've done seen it. I done been out. I done seen what I've seen. I haven't been to the city in a minute, so it's not as good. I'll do that nightclub shit. I don't care about that shit. That nightclub shit wasn't my scene. I never fucked with it. I never liked people. Supposed to be like ignorant, stupid anyway. I just hate stupid people and narcissistic idiots out there. I stand when I stand on it, and it took me years to realize I'm not a people person. That took me a minute. Even doing these live streams, I was a bit, but I'm not really. I have to be very selective who I talk to on here, especially off here as well. So if I'm always on guard, ain't got no friends like that. The last time I had friends like that, that was like years ago. They back home in Tennessee. I haven't spoken to them in years, man. Like I don't even speak to them like that. I'm doing my own thing. So when you don't have nobody down here, you're doing some other things. I just come here for the work and things like that. Because when I had a job, I was focused. I'm just passing by here. YouTube is what it is. They said now this. Y'all exaggerating. I'm reading this bullshit report by Sky News, and they said undiagnosed heart issue scientists say, which is bullshit. Scientists be capped all the time. They lie about all that. They always trying to take video games with that, and they ain't going nowhere. I wonder if those unknown hard disks could be related to something other than gaming. Yeah, it is. Like this need to cover more common cause of an issue first. Exactly. And it's not hurting people playing video games. That ain't the issue. Exactly. It's the stress. It don't stress me out as much. Yeah, they said there's no violence of video games. They couldn't prove there's no connection. Now they want to come with the diagnose, which is bullshit. Yeah, it's a tactic, bro. Yeah, see, they capping on this one. They gonna lose this argument too. It don't cause probably. It helps you stimulate. Not no heart attack. Some games can help you. clear out stress leave, and it was looking. I'm reading this. I was like, man, see, they reaching on this one. See, it's a lot of reaches on here. And then I heard about this elected official in LA, City Council leaked audio. I'm like, who cares? LA's finished, man. Nobody wants to live out there. Okay, let me tell you something about LA. LA is done. All right. LA is a sorry ass city no one cares about. I mean, I know y'all care about it so much. I don't give a fuck about that weak ass city, to be honest with you. That shit can go to the flames, all I care. Fuck out of here. I mean, it's no hate on the Bay Area. I respect the Bay. The Bay is doing things, even though the Bay is not perfect either. I'm not a big fan of San Francisco, but Oakland, everybody else, they're straight. They know how to adjust themselves. But LA, fuck out of here. Them snobbish and Hollywood assholes, they need to disappear. That's what's killing LA right now. Niggas just don't see it. What's killing people over there is not the gangs. It's not the gangs. It's the narcissistic idiots that run the political system, right? And that's what I have an issue with. And then you got motherfuckers act like they know everything online, but which they don't, and don't do the research and actually meet people from those areas. They will tell you that. I talked to some LA people down here years ago. I asked them why they moved down here in Georgia, and they said, they got tired of overcrowdedness, the traffic. Same thing with the people that lived in Atlanta at times. They got tired of traffic in other areas and traffic interstates, and they want to live somewhere else. It's bad traffic down in the South, too, in the Southeast. They don't tell you that on the news. They lie and always try to say it's the main cities. That's cap. It's always going to be in the South. If you live in the South long as I have, I can tell you it's a lot better. It's worse here. It's not even better. And I know a woman, she's originally from Orlando. She said her traffic's way bad. Yeah, because people got to go somewhere. Traffic's not always good. It's always bad. Even when you're moving. That's just the thing. And most people just need to understand. A lot of people just don't understand that it's going to happen regardless of what you like it or not. And I'm just like, what's the point? What's the point of me talking to certain people? And I just like, niggas just be on some bullshit. Man, I'm just like, expecting much from people, and they just gonna be like, all right. But again, a lot of weak news we're seeing today, and it's just like it's crazy on here. Let's see. Get another swig right here. Get my sinus peeling off. Throwing on some ice, but I'll be all right. It is what it is, but I could tell what people just want to get emotional right now, but yeah, because I know people's going to get tired, so to speak, and things like that. That's just it. And like damn, just spoken out right here, but and we're just going to talk about it for real quick. So it is what it is what it ain't. But I know it's a Veterans Day edition, but like the independent thinker series, try to get away from the manosphere shit. Like what I saw last night with the MBD situation, I feel like it's one of the very few times that you see what's going on. And I think me personally, I talked about him last year on this channel with certain individuals on the panel. Of course, yeah, you had Cerulean, you had others that was on the panels, and we discussed the tennis. And I did my own research too with them, and I did it again twice, and I threw some shots at them at whatchamacallit, outside streams, like my vlog streams outside in my backyard, and we did our thing. Like it was just hilarious, like how we clowned them. And now it's coming full circle. Everybody's trying to expect more from this information, and GMT did a great job. I mean, even though the panel was shit, but he he, as a troll that he is, he's doing his thing. He had to drop the hammer, and I had to salute him. But with Taz and them other idiots, man, they was just trying to derail shit. As always, you had a bunch of derailers on there. It's just I laughed at it, and I saw like the first half, and then after VA start getting stressed out, start tripping, defending them niggas. He tries to say, I'm not, nigga. You defend them. You defend the passport bros. I mean, AKA, excuse me, lost niggas equals lost bros. Lost motherfuckers, what I call them. Lost bros. Ain't nothing passport about them. They just desperate because they couldn't be successful over here, and they a bunch of suckers going over there. You're no different. Come on, man. Get your life right. That's what's fucking wrong with you. That's why these bitches laughing at you over here and they laughing overseas too. They don't fucking respect you. And shouts out to they thing and calling them fucking bozos, which they act like bozos, but it's the truth. This is why the so-called divested community is laughing at you weak niggas, man. They don't respect you niggas. And I'm not anti-manosphere. I was pro-manosphere years ago. I just cut this shit off 2 years ago because you niggas has failed again. Y'all keep talking about the same person that no one really doesn't give a fuck. And the reason she getting views because you niggas bigging up her content. You're giving her too much power. Like I said, she's fucking useless. That bitch got alopecia and a half. The bitch is nobody, man. Fuck that hoe. I don't care about her ass. And the more you talk bad about her, what's going on, May? Salute, salute. And I appreciate you too, man. And it's just like she's gonna talk shit. I saw a recent response to her and Corey Holcomb. Corey was clowning her, of course. He did what he did because he's a comedian. They had a little back and forth, and she responded, "If anybody has a blue check, she'll try to sue somebody or some shit like that, or anybody that's bigger than her." You see the shit I'm talking about now. I'm talking about her subliminally. I don't really care, but she knows what it is, and I don't put her name in the title because she gets triggered by that. See, these so-called big YouTubers, semi-big YouTubers, and the ones that got million subscribers, they're the worst. Why do you think that they're fucking losers? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why niggas tripping off the MBDX thing. Now, I understand no one cares for them. I know people try to reveal his true identity, and I had some very interesting screenshots. And they tried to dox my man Gino. That's why I heard. This is why I heard, and I saw that in the chat room. I was in the chat. I mean, I got the screenshots, but I'm not gonna post them. I'm just gonna keep that to myself. And they say he never doxed a single person. Cyberstar bigot. That some person named Struggles. Okay. And then the art of bitchmore. Well, I call him. I don't fuck with that nigga, but yeah, them niggas. And it is what it is. It's just sad that but it's crazy. But yeah, and after that, I had to turn on to the Pineapple Show, man. I had to see what the bullshit was going on. But old girl on that show last night, she had some matches. He had some matches of guys, a single mom and a single dad, and it was a good fit. Their kids are right around the same ages, and then she had another one named Frank. She had some options. It was a good show, and then the rest of the show, I just kind of left because it was in closing. I saw almost like to the end of it. That's the first time I seen a show that was successful that Melly did. She's trying to be that matchmaker like Kevin Samuels. I told you, she met him once, and he probably whispered, "Yeah, you gonna take that torch?" And I knew she's gonna get it, but she's gonna end up getting a million before it's over with, or more than that, because she's a woman. You know how biased the internet is, and especially YouTube. If it's a mainstream market, you have to be mindful of that. So it is what it is. You gotta understand that a lot of these females and these things out here, they just gonna talk their shit. You just gotta understand that they're gonna continue to be on their bullshit forever, and that's just how it's gonna be in certain spaces and certain things. They're gonna be seen. I'm not tripping off what they can do. It's the dudes that don't understand that this shit doesn't really matter at this point. This doesn't even matter at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this screenshot. It has no relevance. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that people are here to make assertions and shit like that. But it is what it is, man. Like I've seen this a lot. I've been on streams that are crazy and things like that. But when we talked about Mad Bus Driver, like he's just one nigga. I already got the information who he really is. I mean, it is what it is. But you got niggas just claiming shit and expect shit to be sweet, and it's just what it is. I just don't understand why people do what they do. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I'm gonna do something real quick because I'm not trying to. Nobody's not gonna disrespect my shit. Okay, yeah. Let me get out of here for a quick. I'm gonna throw this off, take it off my watch list. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Courtney for a minute because I'm gonna talk about this, because this is gonna be like hour, 2 hour, whatever. Because I got time today. Because I got time today. Because I just I think I took a light nap early around one something. Got up woozy because I realized I have a stream today, and I said, let me talk about this real quick. That's what I saw last night, and the reason I called the independent thing is so you got to think outside the box besides women all the time. There's sports, there's other things, and you can talk about what's going on in current news. I've just heard people say video games give you heart problems, which is a bunch of bullshit by Sky News. They reaching, boy. I'll tell you, they reaching. That's why people don't listen to that bullshit they be spewing. I don't care if it's wherever so-called wing, which they don't exist to me. They're all the same to me. And they act just as liberal as anybody else. They're not conservative. Conservative people ain't worried about no people playing no goddamn video games. Video games ain't bothering nobody. It's entertainment, man. They throw that shit and buy another one. Even if they make them too realistic, they still gonna tamper with certain things. It's no such thing as a perfect game. Trust me. It's always gonna have limitations. That's just part of video games. And it's not about peaking. Now, if you want to play perfect video games, play PC games. PC games is it's always been the so-called future, but it's always been and it's expensive. Nobody's not gonna fork out thousands of equipment to build a better PC gaming system. I've seen better rigs. You get it for cheap, but it's still expensive for the average person. They prefer a console. That's why console gaming will always exist. I mean, some people are just desperate. They desperate as a motherfucker too. That's why you don't see a lot of kids playing outside no more. Like one of my neighbors, I don't know, nephew or grandson or wherever kid had a soccer ball, he was outside. But people his age play video games. See what I'm saying? It ain't what it used to be. Everybody's got systems. They got gaming systems and shit. Everybody's got TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter and YouTube. It's a different world. I didn't grow up with that. I didn't get YouTube until after I was like in high school. When I was in high school, I didn't have YouTube. I had Real Player. I had MySpace. That was it. I didn't have Twitter. I did not have Twitter when I was in high school or in middle school. I had none of that shit. See, Twitter came later when I was in school. It came at the peak when I was in high school as a senior. Okay. I didn't start getting the Twitter until like 2012. Okay. Twitter did not exist back when I was coming up in the early 2000s. Now, Facebook, it did in 04, but 04, I wasn't on that. I was on MySpace. Everybody was on MySpace in 03. Facebook didn't do so well. It did well in 2007. A lot of people forget Facebook's success came in 2007. MySpace was killing it for the first couple of 3 to 4 years on the 2000s. YouTube was not really killing it like that in 2005. It was just brand fucking new. The next year was decent. You had certain spaces, red pill spaces, things like that, and niggas was on the other shit. But when I came on here in 2007 with my old channel, everybody was into music, battle rap, sports, all that shit. They wasn't on this weird shit what we got now. No. Because back then, kids back then, even when I was a teenager, this was new to us. We revolutionized the transition what this content should be and have our own thoughts, what we say politically. And politics was very different back then. Everybody had a one accord ideology and that was it. Then after 2007, when Google took full control in '08, because they bought it in '06, but they didn't took full control 2 years later, that's when shit start changing. They start putting the terms like the government, like CIA algorithms, right? Their little shit. Alex Jones is correct, even though he's a agent collaborator and all them other stuff. I don't fuck with him like that, but he's right. He told on himself. They do this shit. So Google ain't been shit in years. But 2012, I remember it's like it was yesterday. What's going on, Tampa? Salute, salute. Yeah, it was first social media. Yeah, but but it wasn't a thing though. Where I come from, like we wasn't really on that like that. I mean, that's chat lines. That ain't nothing. I'm talking about the actual shit. I'm talking about like MySpace in '03. I'll never forget it. And I think my cousin got me into it. That's when I started being on the internet frequently. Like I was like 15, but prior to that, nobody was growing up with that. That shit came later. I know it was chat lines and shit, but still, it wasn't really a thing. People's outside, and I see the difference with these kids because if you think about it, and I was looking at the neighbor's kid or nephew or whoever, that shit was so prevalent. That shit is so prevalent. That shit is so prevalent. I don't understand why the kids today why they don't go outside as much, and it's technology, it's modern technology. The technology we had, yeah, we had it, but it wasn't like as bad as people think. I mean, we minimized certain things. There was certain times we couldn't be on it for like 2 to 3 4 hours. We wasn't doing it like that. Now these kids on it every day, and then I read some report on Sky News. They said that causes heart problems. I call bullshit on that. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And it just goes to show you that the world has always changed and evolved. It's just like my years on YouTube. It's been a long time since I lost my first channel, and then this channel, it's been around 10 years, and the other one I've had it. I've been on YouTube like 15 years because the 4 to 5 half years of the first half, I remember it was basic until 2012. And that's when they really start changing shit, and that was it. You couldn't say what you want. You could say a lot of shit from '05. I'll say 2011. You can do it all. Music, copyright. You can get away with murder. I'll tell you a secret. The most is I got with the music I had when I had Dale the fucking Homo sapien, when I had him and his hieroglyphics, and even the clips that I got from certain search videos, I didn't get flagged on those on my old channel. I never did. I got probably flagged once, a little bit once, and I beat the copyright. Yeah, because when they was trying to institute it, I would say somewhere around 20. I would say somewhere around 2010, not 2009, but I would say about 2010 or 2010 or 2010, and that's when I beat it. And then here's the thing: after my channel got flagged somewhere around 2012, and this channel, I tried to use Tahara's video and some shit. Right? They came around and copyright strike it or claim whatever. It actually was a claim, but because this is when I wasn't monetized. They try to claim that shit. I appeal it. They have the appeal thing. It ain't like what you got now. You can't appeal it. You already, if you gotta mute the shit or delete it. Because if they claim your shit like back in the day, you can appeal it, and I did. Once I appealed it, it worked, and then they brought it back again, and then it kept appealing it, and they said it was still breaking the rule. I had to delete the whole thing. I was pissed, and that lets me know I couldn't get away with that shit. They was changing the rules then. So again, what type of bullshit we're on. And then a couple of years later, I left it. Like I've been on YouTube for a while and then dropped recordings, I think after that. And then I left it in 2014. I said I was gonna make a video or whatever, but I put it on hold. I was absent from 2015. I'll say from 2020 because it's not doing content. I was trying to do content 2020 when the pandemic hit. Because 2019, I could have did content then. But that just shows you I've been around a little bit. So doing this in 2021, same shit again. I had to cut some videos out that I got hit every now and then, on the tail end, but not in the beginning. Because the beginning I struggled a little bit, but on the tail end, I start getting hit more and more. And this year's been okay. I'll say it like that because next year is gonna be excellent because I'm gonna drop a few content here and there, and then I'll do some live streaming. That's it, and mix it up. It's pretty much the same, man. Like I don't see why people don't understand that the kids today they don't care about this modern shit that we used to growing up like outside and have balance. But it's just it's just what it is, man. It is what it is. I just look at it like, okay, we here now, and I'm like, okay. And that's just what I'm saying. Like, when I saw that kid enjoying it outside, watching the young boy played, and then his brother told me he kicked the ball in my backyard over here. You miss those days. And I remember growing up seeing that. But now it's like it's less and less. And now I look at the other kids. I mean, they go outside and play basketball too in this neighborhood, but then the rest of the kids, it's probably a lot more. It's probably inside playing video games or on. They use the term social media. I say social network when we was coming up, but social media is a liberal term that liberals use. And what else? They're on Twitter. I think okay. So we got Twitter, we got Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. What else they on? Oh, they on a lot. YouTube, Twitch. I can go on and on. These motherfuckers on everything. So anything there's teenager and children and things like that, they're on these internet and these phones. And I think I told this to Kuda. Well, the reason they're like that, their parents were sorry. So it goes back to show you where we stand at as individuals and people, and especially our people, because we're so entrenched with the media and shit. I get it. I know people love the fact that media is important in our lives, but technically it's not. It's doing more harm than good. I mean, crime is skyrocketing everywhere, because this is after the pandemic, and it's going to increase because people were stuck inside for 2 years. So the rage is there. Is there good things in a country through all this mess? Yes. You just got to find what's good. Keep your shit stimulated. I mean, the sports is okay. I haven't talked about that Draymond shit. I mean, he's a fucking clown, by the way. That team ain't going to win a championship again because the chemistry's fucked up now. Boston, I have them coming out the East, but apparently Emi Udoka has that little suspension shit. Boston's through. I'm not picking them winning the championship. The team I'm gonna pick to win the championship out of the East or whoever. Now the Warriors, I don't see them winning it because that Draymond shit got to be settled. I mean, Steph can win without him, and Draymond's a fucking liability. I'm sorry, they had their run because if they don't win the West this year, I'm picking different teams that's gonna win it. I got the Nuggets, got Clippers. It's up for grabs. I'll say the West is up for grabs. The East, I already know for sure. My second option is the Bucks and the Sixers. If I was the Bucks and the Sixers, I'll take this advantage. Something happens to the Celtics head coach like that, y'all better win a championship. Anybody in the Eastern Conference better win a fucking championship because I don't want to see nothing else because the Warriors fucked up. They got their championship and they're not going to win again because they got that issue with that Draymond shit. A lot of people say that ain't going to hurt them. No, it's going to hurt them because chemistry matters. You got to win based off chemistry and other things. If your chemistry does not work, you're not winning a championship. It's a combination. You got to have everything, but you got to have chemistry because chemistry is one of the biggest things that you do in the playoffs because it's going to help you further on in and on in. So, again, a lot of wild shit coming in the way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of wild shit, but you got to understand, most people are just tired of the bullshit. I think when I talk about independent thinking series, I just showed you what I talked about. I talked about sports, a little bit of politics, a little bit of everything else. Sometimes you got to talk about a little bit of things and put in context what's going on in current events because people talking about different things all the time. Now, I just seen that shit with Mad Bus Driver. To me, I don't really care. We talked about that last year. I talked about some old shit. Y'all can expose him, whatever. No one really cares because people are going to side with him anyway. So that's a whole nother spiel on that. I got a whole lot to say about him on that. So, but I ain't gonna expose a dude like that. I'm just gonna leave him be because I don't give a fuck about that group. That group's been washed, they've been exposed, and Nobody cares about that shit. I read the tenants. I mean, I read them last year, and those tenants don't mean nothing. They still talk about black bitches, man. Not black bitches, excuse me, but nigga bitches, man. I don't use the term black because black bitches, that sounds so basic. I won't say the N word. Nigga bitches. I'll say like niggas. Call them niggas. Those are niggas. There's a difference. But these bitches, man, like, who cares, man? They see, you know, one thing when dudes talk about them, they already got y'all psychologically. They're in y'all's heads forever. See, that's how they troll you. See, synthetic or pathetic G, like I call it pathetic G. Pathetic G will always gonna talk her shit because she's using the talking points of you niggas. And shouts out to Cerulean Gray for saying that last year. He said that, and I agree with him. Yeah, she's still using it, and she knows what the fuck she's doing. She knows how to get you niggas triggered, and then that's just how it is. So you got to be mindful what you're dealing with. You know, she's a type of individual. I don't even watch her shit, but people play clips of her. You know, she sounds like a broken record, but she's not really relevant to our plight. And then when y'all put titles in her shit, she's gonna talk her shit regardless of what we say. And he said nobody was on the net in the late '90s and early 2000s. Right, right. They wasn't, not like that, not like that. Especially as children. I'll tell you a secret. The late '90s was I on the internet in school a little bit, not as much, but it was basic. But they didn't have these sites like that. No, not in the late '90s. Not what I remember. No. Um, if you had friends growing up in the '90s, fellas, you talked to them on the phone or met them in person, and you played outside. That was the '90s. Okay, I missed the '90s in some degree because the '90s was a different era. It was a different beast. Black people was on their shit, trying to get their little get backs from the white man, and it's pretty much the same. It's just like we had that power, but we slipped it somewhere around the 2000 teens. I mean, the 20 teens. I mean, in the 2000s. Let me tell you something. The 2000s remind you of the mix of the 80s and the 90s into one. Okay, that's what the 2000s remind me of, because the 2000s was playing old remakes, classics from the 80s and the 90s. The 2000s, the first 21st century and the millennia of the CE timeline, not the BCE timeline of the millennia, when they had a 2010s and 2000s the other way, but going forward, we just kind of like, rap became a whole different thing. Battle rap was a thing in the 21st century. Battle rap was around on the beats and stuff in the 90s and 80s and 70s, whatever. But the 2000s, it was handband music. It was in your face, less break dancing. Smack was around somewhere around there. We're gonna get to Smack in a minute. I'm gonna give y'all the time. Like early 2000s, people was in stores and shit. Somewhere around 2001, the Philadelphia niggas, right? Shouts out to Philly. They did their thing on the street corners. Now, New York niggas, they was doing it too, but not like that. Not like they was in the stores, and don't get me wrong, they was battle rapping and stuff. That I give them credit. I'll say it like this. From them and others, they was in the stores and stuff, and barbershops and shit, in the street a little bit. New York is vast. Y'all gotta understand. Because I ain't been, but if I ever visit and ask them how vast y'all was in the early 2000s, late 90s, they'll probably tell me I was on this block, blah, 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 blah. I was rapping this dude. I beat him on the block. That was it. In Philly, you know, I might visit there one day too. I got some family up there too, but Philly, they've been doing it for a long time. Even though they in record labels with the Northeast people up there and they rap and do their thing. Because when we think of rap, we think of their music. Now, when I first heard this shit online, um, to be honest with you, it was 2008, my second year of my first channel. I saw all the old battle rap shit from the early 2000s, from '05 and '06, '07. They was getting it in. If you saw those old videos, that's how old their content was. And then everybody else started doing it later on. That just shows you the world has changed. So that was the 21st century in the beginning. And then the mid 21st century, you talking about 2010s, that shit changed. Yeah, Smack blew up. He had Math and Rex, they blew up. New York put it on the back of the map again. They still got battle rap. They lost their essence of music. This one 50 and everybody else was getting hot in the 2000s. You got to remember, everybody was in the record labels and shit. That shit changed when battle rap came through and everybody wanted a slice. Midwest had a thing with A Verb and all them guys, and I still watch them today. They still want to slice. You got down south trying to do the same thing. The drill music era started in 2012. That's just how it is. It's a copy of Crunk and everything else. And that's how you got the top 5 marks I mentioned. I said this again and again. Like the guy said, I agree with him at the time when he said it. Now, it may change, it may vary, but I'm just saying, if you're doing that, you're doing that. That's the real deal. I don't understand why people don't understand that music is gotten vast now. Now, music, I haven't listened to much rap recent, so y'all got to forgive me. I'm in the other shit, other genres too. But rap is what it is, man. It ain't what it used to be, but it's, the drill shit is still popping. And then we have a recent passing. What's his name? PNB. Rest in peace to him. It's a shame that he passed away. He sounded elegant on the what you call it, the $1 million worth of game, but he just got popped. So yeah, MySpace was the first one he had. Tampa was saying that. Yeah, it's a lot of, and it's just what it was. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, that's what I had. So again, the stuff that we see right now is relevant and parried. So you got people taking through and say, hey, this is what we're going to talk about on the internet. Now, I just saw that, and I'm just using my neighbor as an example. Him with the soccer ball. Okay, let's fast forward. This is 2022 right now. Imagine this was 10 years ago, 10 years before, like 2012. Would he exist playing a soccer ball? Absolutely. Was people outside in 2012? Absolutely. The internet was not as aggressive with these kids now. See, back then in 2012, the kids was not playing video games in 2012 like that. I mean, Life said they were. Yeah, they were. They was back in the early 2000s. Yeah, video games was the norm, but there was no such thing as multiplayer like that. See, multiplayer back then, I hate to say this, I'll have to bring up Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for a minute. That was PC shit. If you had a PC or some codes on it, that was for the PC. It wasn't on no console. Now, console would be a little different because someone had to come over your house to play the 2-player, kind of like a multiplayer, like shooters, like Rampage, whatever. I think San Andreas was the first game that had that. The other 2 Grand Theft Autos did not have that. That just lets you know what type of time we was on. That was a different era. Okay, and I noticed with kids when they play video games back in the day, even when I was coming up, yes, I went outside and played ball. I did all that. I played all different types of different game genres, but I never played a sandbox genre. I didn't start getting into that shit till I was like 19, going on in my adult years. I'll say I started playing that back home in 2007, and I love every minute of San Andreas. I'm gonna tell you my story. When I played that game, I didn't know what the fuck it was until it had mission objectives, side quests, the completion percentage, what complete this game if you do certain tasks to get it 100%, and you get rewards and shit. You complete the game, right? And it's pretty much it, and then you get 100% completion. It's one of those type games. And then you have different ones. Now, I played their recent San Andreas, came out a couple years before, and I was privileged to play it in 2007. And that was a great game. Probably the greatest, longest, largest map I've ever seen in a long time on the PS2, on that type of hardware. Never seen nothing like it. And it revolutionized what modern video games is today. I don't care what nobody say. When it comes to sandbox, mission objectives, side quests, task and shit, what they have on one of those what they have those ramps, they call them stunt jumps in the game. That's what Grand Theft Auto has. If you do all the stunt jumps, they require 100%, and I think San Andreas theirs did not require 100%. You make money off of the stunt jumps, right? So the previous Grand Theft Autos, you 100% those, but this one you didn't. Only way you get 100%, you do all the racing, you do everything, but that just shows you how great it was. That's just the truth. That's just how you look at San Andreas. I mean, that's just how you look at things from that angle, right? I don't understand why people don't understand. Like most video games, if you play those games and prior to that, because the original Grand Theft Auto was top down, like 2D and all that other stuff. But then you got other games, the sports games was great too. So most kids had activities. But when I was looking at that boy in the soccer ball, it takes me back to the time when I played basketball in my backyard, the side of the house, and I had a hoop, the basketball goal with some nets in it. You know, play with friends or whatever, or go down the street, challenge people. And on the blacktops on the other side of town where I used to live at back in the day, it takes you back, hood to the suburbs, suburbs to the hood. It's beautiful to see that. But you don't see enough of his generation be outside like that. Why? Internet. You're talking about YouTube all the way through TikTok. It's just the truth. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. The internet's like the new TV now. You don't have people outside communicating with each other. If they don't have good social skills, why the fuck are we trying to teach them anything? So society fucked that up. I already had my social cues. I know how to interact with people in person. I just choose not to because people are who they are, and you got a lot of narcissistic people around the world, especially here. I can't relate to none of these people here. They're not relatable to me. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're not relatable to you, how are you going to function? It's the relatability that I care about. If we're not relatable, in topics and things like that, we can't mess with each other. It's just like anything else. With the Draymond situation, when it comes to sports and chemistry with that particular team, and let's take it back to things you do in the workplace, you got to mesh well with that person. If you don't mesh well, it's not going to work. You're not going to be successful. I get so tired of people saying you can have mismatches and be successful. You can't. You got to have some success. And that's just what it is. I don't understand why people don't see that. You can't mess well with people like that. And it always backfires at the end because 95% of the time people are going to be who they are. And I had to learn that. And I learned that for years and years, especially here. You know, I've talked to several people. We was good, but you got to understand most people are not going to co-sign with you like that. That's just how it is, man. Yeah, she said bald people not good people. Man, she just wants some dick. She's hilarious on Twitter. I can't really trip off of this shit. A lot of these people they'll say some shit that sound dumb, and then they the same ones end up with them. But man, these hoes is hilarious, bro. These hoes on the internet is hilarious. They can talk all this shit on the internet. We won't say it in the dude's face. Stop it. Y'all on some bullshit. Y'all on some bullshit. And he said, "Here we go again. I told y'all." Yeah, Kuda was on that shit. You know, I didn't pay attention. I saw his stream. And I kind of skywatched it. You know, shouts out to him, but I was just looking at it what it is. What's going on, she? Yeah, she shared my shit. Salute, she. Salute to you, bro. Yeah, it's a Veterans Day edition, but you know, and shouts out to BMT talking about the boomer thing, master selection, you know, all that shit. He always carried on. Say marry me. Oh Lord. This is Alvin Priest. Let me save that shit. That shit's hilarious. I ain't gonna stay on here too long because you know, niggas be on some bullshit. I just want to do this as an addition. You know, independent thinking series it's one of those series that you got to think outside the box, think with your own mind and shit. And it's not about that overseas bullshit. No, this is something that you need to know that people are not your friend half of the time. So people be on some bullshit, and then you just gotta look at these certain spaces and take it as a grain of salt. And I told it's a fighter and oh boy, and it's just what it is. That's how I'm gonna look at it. You know, I'm just saying what's going on. Yeah. Yeah. And then Daquan said they don't be doing what you call it. What should I say they don't do? Yeah, they want some attention. But last night's little pineapple show, I mean, she got some matches, bro. Like that bitch was from Detroit. She what's her name? Quita. And she got some lucky dudes up in here, bro. She's got some lucky dudes. I'm just saying it what it is. I'm just gonna post this. If not, I'm just giving people opportunity to say what you feel. You know, I got time today because until the next hour, I'm gonna kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna be here all day. Because I got talk to y'all tomorrow about the election. That ain't gonna be no open up anything. That's gonna be like an hour, or probably I ain't gonna say 2 hours, but it's gonna be an hour. I'm gonna say it like that. But then Thursday, yeah, we're gonna talk about the bullshit again, see what's going on, and I speak my mind again. But I'm enjoying this. But it's pretty much good. So you got a lot of people just spewing what they're gonna spew, and I just gotta look at it like this: certain people do certain things, but you just gotta look at it from that angle. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how you got to look at it, for so to speak. But yeah, I'm turning it up. Yeah, the white noise. Okay. Okay, block that out. All right, good, 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 good. So you got to understand that if you're going to talk about, society changing and people not interacting with people in person, the internet did not really destroy things. It's just certain people self destruct to the internet and television. It's just like the television argument, and they try to say video games give you a heart attack, which is bullshit. It's your diet. It's not always the video games. It's not the entertainment system. No, these scientists don't know what the hell they're talking about. They never mention diet and exercise. See, I exercise every day. That's the thing. I have dumbbells. I go outside. I stretch. I do all that shit. I used to do the gym for some years. Interact with people when I get away from out of my, safe zone or a home, whatever. Right. When I was in the apartment complexes. I interacted with people when I was on the job. That was part of my job. Yeah, I served coffee and things like my last job, but I interacted with people. I have no choice besides that. And what I did was I'd show good customer service all the time. I never took no vacation days. I was consistent. I got paid. I did what the fuck I came to do. That's consistency, bro. That's how you do it, because you niggas is not consistent on here. See, I don't trip if I don't do any content. I'm just going to drop something. I schedule my shit. I don't do random shit. Now, if people like to do random shit, that's great. If it's on your spirit, that's great. I had that thought at one time when I started doing this. I said, no, let me structure my shit. Because that way, I want people to get the meat of it. Because everybody's going to see you doing that. Because you're doing what everybody else is doing. That's how they get views, right? That shit's going to die off next year. You schedule your shit, they going to come through. That's how you do it. And then in times people say you ain't get views now, wait until this shit's gonna grow, man. I've been on YouTube for years and I can tell you it's worked before. I've done that. I did content this random all the time and got views, but that was the way at one time it worked, and that ain't working. And the support system has to be right. The consistency is what matters. If you drop every video, that's what they say, which I don't drop every video. I drop them in spurts in time and I set it. So that's one thing I like live streaming. You live stream on the days that you do it, and that's it. And then if you want to drop pre-records, you drop them randomly. That's how you get your views and your sediments in and things like that. People's gonna start talking to you more. So it's not about having a successful channel, how consistent your channel has been. It's just the support level is bad. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's the algorithm, YouTube. I don't trust the algorithm because that's just a biased way to controlling you and your voice. It's not about all that. I mean, we barely got voices now. Now they say Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter. It's nothing money to play with. If he does, he ain't going to change a damn thing. He ain't going to change a damn thing. He's just going to keep it as it is and just let it be. He let Twitter, is going to be Twitter. And if it's thriving, people's going to fucking thrive on it. Instagram is failing. Y'all do know that, right? Instagram is failing. I heard this from Daquan Wilshire when he had it on the live stream. He said Instagram is fucking failing, and it has been failing for years because I have it as a dummy account. I use dummy accounts on Instagram and Twitter. I don't have my name on Instagram and Twitter. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Those are dummy accounts. I have dummy accounts, but y'all have to follow them. It's no need. I just use those to observe idiots on there. That's what I like to do. I like to signify metal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what's going on those sites. I stay in the cut in Twitter and Instagram. I don't give that out for free. You know, that's how I use them for. I use them for that purpose. Everybody use how to use the internet for certain purposes. That's what you come there to do. YouTube, my purpose on there is help certain individuals talk about real conversations, political conversations like you can't have in the barbershop and everything else. I was that dude. Okay, that was me. And that was my whole purpose on my first channel, but mixed it with music. The music thing didn't work out. You know, that was my thing, but that wasn't my thing because YouTube was on that copyright shit. I had to switch it up. And this style of content I'm doing, like current events and politics and talking about historical shit, I kept it with this channel and it suits it. I done said what I need to say it from the past and now in present. If I create another one, it's gonna be basically gear talk and tech and sports. I told you it's the same shit I've always done, but it's gonna be in relevance. I ain't gonna talk about little politics. I'm gonna be mild with that and then stick to the topic and then talk about the issues. But you know, many issues is easy to talk about because everybody has to be consistent with that. To be with that, you gotta be honest with yourself. Is that's gonna be the future of your development? Because a lot of people they can say a lot of things but don't do shit. I understand that people just don't care for individuals, right? But you got individuals say this shit online, but don't care about the next person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't listen to everybody no more like I did. Because last year I did. I was trying to get a feel of everybody. I had to start doing my own thing. And I said, look, this is going to work for me. And next year is definitely going to work for me because I ain't going to have to stream as much. I'll tell you that right now because I'm going to make some adjustments next year and y'all going to see. I'm not going to do a lot of Wednesday streams no more. And I told you it's going to be pre-recorded and you just going to have to deal with it. Just going to have to deal with it. Who is this?
Yo,
Hey, what's going on?
hey, it's Temple.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Tampa?
Hey, ain't nothing much, man. Hey, what you think about that? The Draymond Green situation.
You know, it's just like I thought it was. Not surprised. I mean, it's not gonna help the team any further. Now I've heard rumors that some people say he may go to the Lakers. I highly doubt it. I mean, the Lakers is through too. The West is up for grabs. So you got Udoka being suspended, and it's gonna be another different championship next year. I don't know who's gonna go. Now I know Dallas is going back. Um, Milwaukee and the other teams are going back. But yeah, but Draymond, they've been talking about him lately versus what I saw last night with the mad bus driver shit. And I was like, what the fuck? And you know, that's the hot topic right now. I would like to talk about that, what the Warriors is gonna do. So I think their dynasty is through after that point. You know, that's just me. Oh, he done. Okay, he had to get his sound right. Okay, let me get back on the other screen because he'll come back. Yeah, because he was asking me about that Draymond situation. Yeah, it is like what I thought it was. It is what I thought it was. I think most people are going to understand that. You know, when I talk about the independent thinking series, I talk about a lot of things. You know, besides the nigga shit. You know, y'all see me do it a lot. So yeah, you know this stuff comes around, man. You know, I do this a lot. You know, people will come through. He said, shouts out to Two Raw for Sports. He said, Dwayne Wade says that Miami Big Three were great for NBA. He said, you know, I'm gonna have to watch that later. I'll have to watch that later because, you know, Big Mike is the guy I listen to. Roman Bellic, I ain't gonna watch that shit. You know, sometimes Grand Theft Auto content's been distracting me. You know, but I've been listening to what's his name, Professional, and I've been watching his walkthroughs of San Andreas. He was trying to help the guys understand the game. but that definitive edition is a C plus. What's going on, Degenerate? Salute, man, salute. That series, my personal favorite is always gonna be San Andreas, but the upgrade I have to give it to GTA 3. Even though I 100% that game, that's my second time 100% on a different version, but the original version I 100% and it's just amazing. It's a fucking amazing how they do games like that. But that's where we're at that time. And then I just heard a scientist, and then I think Sky News report scientists trying to say it's giving them heart attacks. I call bullshit. No, it does not. Where are these weak ass studies that they're trying to say it's going to give everybody heart attacks? I don't see that shit. If y'all tell me if I'm lying, I'm dying. Where's the research of that, please? And everybody's is aggressively attacking that story on my subscription list right now. I don't know if I can post that. I'm gonna post that to y'all. That shit's pathetic, man. And y'all, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's some crazy ass shit. Claiming some shit that's killing people. It's bullshit. You know, people are fines like that. I posted in the I posted in the community tab. Y'all can see it. It's some bullshit. And y'all just look at the comments posted. It's just another cop out. The only time my heart was pounded is when I was pushing the top lane and I knew I'm about to get ganked. I can attest to this one personally. One time I was playing a game, my heart just spontaneously combust. Nice. He said, okay. He's a Soaking sports. Scientists also told us that Coop came from bats. Here we go again. I'm not sure it would be due to gaming. Yeah, man, you know, people are just they reaching, bro. Like they ain't got nothing else better to do. They ain't got nothing else better to do. They reaching for the stars at the moment. Like the media is so trifling. Let me tell you something how trifling the media is. The media is so goddamn trifling, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. They're so trifling. Why are they so trifling? Let me tell you something. They're so trifling to the point they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't get why people listen to people like in the news. I mean, most all news stations ain't shit, right? But you gotta understand that draw a line. Where's the bullshit? Where is y'all coming from? Y'all can't come from an angle that don't work all the time, right? So if you understand the shit needs to stop. That's just the thing about what I see right now. And most people they just be like acting crazy and talking shit and doing here and doing there, here a little there, here a little there, and here a little there. But it's over here. But I had a little drop off. Y'all can hear me from a distance over there, here, there, here, there. Yeah, up close and distance. All right. But it's just like I see this a lot. And that's just how you gotta have it. But one thing I can tell y'all, like for me, from my perspective, you gotta look at it like this. Most people they're just gonna reach for the things that doesn't even make sense half of the time. Because half of the time you just be like, all right, man, these motherfuckers is just be on some bullshit, things like that. I'm gonna stretch this out a little bit. I'll stretch this shit out a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna lock it in and put it up. And put it up a little bit. I'll stretch this out then. I'm gonna stretch this out a little bit and talk. Yeah, we'll see if that works. Yeah. go like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm playing the game right now, just chilling. But because I know this is Veterans Day, and I know it's y'all's day for the veterans. But anybody's a veteran, watching this on the playback. Salute to y'all, man. Like y'all do your thing. I didn't think this was like a national holiday, but yesterday, Columbus Day, they try to make that as national as possible. They didn't really recognize it's actually Indigenous Day. They're trying to give it to those folks over there. So it's like pretty much what you see, what you get. And I'm just curious. I'm just trying to play the older version of this game, and the older version of this game that y'all know, GTA 3, 100% that I will 100% this. Don't get you worried. In this month, I am doing this. If I do it, I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna keep this save and I'm gonna play this as long as I can because this is the only one I'm gonna play. I'll play this for a minute because this is like my second favorite. I play this over Vice City any day. Vice City is just a figment of what I got. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to keep it steady because I'm gonna play this for a minute until I turn it off around 6 or whatever. Hey, what's going on? Salute, salute. I'm gonna put the other headphones on because it's louder than this one. So he said, I don't understand why does media still attack video games in 2022. They ain't got nothing else to do, degenerate. They after the pandemic, it was a thing in 2020 and prior. They wasn't doing that, but now they want to. Nah, they reaching, bro. They reaching. It's just like what it is. They ain't got nothing else better to do. And I just like talking about things like that. I talk about random stuff every now and then, but this stuff is wild, man. Like people just be on some bullshit, and they expect people to just co-sign everything, and we over here chilling and things like that. But what's the point? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the stuff that I don't see a lot. You know, I ain't got much detail, but you see this all the time. But that's how I look at it. And you notice, I'm just looking at it for what it is because it's just like certain things you just be like, all right, we here, we focus and things like that nature. And then I'm just like, okay, most people they just want to target it so much. I know it's a Veterans Day edition. I'm talking about veterans and war and all that stuff. I'm just using it as an example, because that's what it is. I think I did some type of an edition for this last year. It was on a Thursday stream, but I don't know when. It was Veterans Day, but it was one of those days. Okay, independent thinking series. Let me pick what series we did it. Okay, because I did some long streams. I was on the other software platform that y'all seen. Yeah, it's pretty much, because the previous ones, they got some views, and the second one had less views, so it's used to that. Numbers is pretty much. I did a two-part because my internet was bad. This one's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good lately. I'm gonna start doing these in the daytime more often, and I'm gonna probably pick a time of the day. I'm gonna pick probably after lunch or whatever. And just start talking and just post my shit and just start getting into it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna do this in the afternoon, so it's pretty much the same. But you just got to do what you got to do. So I put it on the stand. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, let me step away real quick. I'm gonna mute my mic for a minute. I'll be right back. Give me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back with it. Back with it again. Okay, it, it's so crazy that people still on Bill Gaines is hurting children and shit like that. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Like they still talking like that. And that just shows you how society's always been stupid and narcissistic and retarded, right? Saying dumb shit like that, especially scientists. They're fucking dumb. Okay, do they even have children? Now I ain't saying I ain't got kids. I ain't got kids either, but I'm just saying what I've seen. They're not dying from no damn heart attacks. You know what causes heart attacks? A lot of things. Combination of diet, hard drugs and shit, cocaine. Like y'all need to get off of that. Y'all think that's okay. That's not okay, motherfucker. Still gonna be in the ground. Stop taking the shit. It's a lot of shit I can say. Content wise, but niggas can talk about a lot of shit and then want to hate on me. Fuck them. Cause I speak on shit that matters. I don't care about that relationship shit that y'all be on. I just found out my parents got divorced this year for 38 years, and prior to that, I mean, they had their run. Okay, I'm not really tripping. It's been an interesting year for me. It's not a bad year, but it's an interesting year for me. I'll say it like that. But next year's gonna be better. It's probably gonna be better for me now because it looks like this shit is like a little been washed for me, and that's cool. And I expect that because after the pandemic, people change and they flip on you, and that's it. Fuck them. I'll never do it again. I'll tell you that. I'm just keep my distance. And then next year, I'm not gonna tolerate this shit. Told you. That's it. Because most people fake on here anyway. But that's how I deal with it. I got my lane. They got theirs. Their lane is shit. But my lane's better because I'm actually doing something and just cherishing it. I'm just looking for new people that's gonna support. I don't listen to that shit they be spewing because the shit they worrying about is bullshit. Because they're pathetic. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't listen to people that's fake on here. I see right through the bullshit. Nah, we ain't never been good. It just is what it is. I'm just outspoken on certain things. I'm just gonna be honest. I just don't give a fuck about weak motherfuckers on here. I treat them like I treat them accordingly. Fuck their viewpoint. It is what it is. They ain't gonna do shit no way. Talking all that bullshit. Fuck out of here. But anyways, but you know how it is because most people are hoes, man. They just want to talk the same old shit, and then what I see from that mad bus driver shit, man, that's been discussed. I've been discussing that for years, and I'll tell you what that was. If y'all don't know now, y'all weak. Man, don't care nothing about you niggas like that. He just care about himself. Y'all act like that's a thing. We should be worrying about some other shit, like especially us men. Helping these boys to prosper and succeed in society. And the reading levels is bad. I mean, I can still read better than half of you niggas. I mean, that's just what it is. And I don't even talk about it anymore. They say, "Oh, there's beef in this." Ain't no beef. It's just what it is. Niggas hate each other. I saw this 2 years ago. I saw this last year. I saw it this year. We have not changed since fucking 10 years ago and prior. So don't give me that shit. Trying to say it has always been. Get the fuck out of here. It's always been this way, nigga. Where y'all been? I've been doing this shit for goddamn 10 years and prior, and I seen this shit when I was in the workplace. It's a fucking problem. And then they did somebody that was from Flint. Talking about the water shit. Clown the people that's from Flint. And the Flint people, customers, and certain people that worked with me was from there was pissed. They was pissed. I'll tell you a secret. They didn't care. They didn't give a fuck down here. Because down here, you have a lot of Michigan niggas want to get away from that shit. Especially Detroit and the crime rate. I heard that from the guy on the Pineapple Show saying that, and he's right. And the reason being, remember, what's a guy that had BMF, dude, that went to jail before, I came and all that stuff. He around 06, but 07, his shit collapsed. BMF, the dude, they originally from Detroit. That's what you see that shit from. And they all over GA. Because something going on in Michigan, because there's a lot of corruption up there too, especially in Illinois. It's a lot of Midwestern. I told you, it's a lot of Midwesterners, Mid-Southerners, Mid-Atlantic motherfuckers want to come down here, get a slice of a pie. And next thing you know, Florida's kind of fucked up. Even though Florida's got that all types of people on the East Coast, they ain't much to live at where they live at. They want to live in LA. They don't live something reasonable that's close to it. It makes sense, don't it? See? Different demographics, different people. Come on, man. Stop it. Everybody's living down south now because it's where the money is. Where y'all from, it's not. It's getting worse and worse each year. And it's going to continue to get worse if y'all don't stop talking about this dumb shit online because they screenshot what y'all doing, especially the women are laughing because they're taking all the resources away, especially if they live up north, especially these hoes, period, no matter what industry they in, they're going to take it. Y'all gotta take advantage of this shit because the South's where the money is. I told this to Beef and Broad. Look, if you want to be successful down here, you gotta know the people, the right people. They'll put you in the media or whatever you're doing. They're gonna put you in place. A lot of people that are not gonna help you out like that. You gotta understand how this state works. It's corrupt too, but it's not as perfect. But it's a lot better than most other states because you get to survive here. You don't worry about no gang shit. If you do any gang banging or terrorism, your ass is done. Okay. The agencies will knock your shit loose and you up out of there. They're not playing with y'all, especially you niggas. And that's going to be worldwide. This shit is going to spread. If Georgia becomes a commonwealth like Pennsylvania one day in the near future, it might will because based off these scientists and these idiots trying to say video games, man, that's the people that y'all should be worried about. They dictate what y'all feel and think every day. See, YouTube is changing too. If the CEO decides to quit and leave or whatever, which is a possibility, she ain't going to make it. I think somebody worse is gonna come along and destroy this shit. It is what it is. Y'all don't want that. And I think that's a possibility that's gonna happen because if they fail to do this, they're gonna find somebody better. I'm telling you, this election year with I'm gonna speak on what's her name, Abrams and the current governor we got, Kemp. I'm gonna say Abrams versus Kemp in this election, then Warnock versus Walker. I'm gonna go in depth on what I think about that election, tomorrow night. On 8:15, y'all be there. But it is what it is. I'm just gonna post a picture, show a screenshot, what I think about it, and get some more searches on it, and then what they think about abortion and things like that, and their views and shit like that. This is gonna be very interesting. That's how I look at it. But if you're in GA, you ought to know what I'm talking about, right? And that's basically what it is. And then we're gonna talk about the crime rates and the pandemic, what causes things, and that's what triggers a lot of people. Now, I know people are upset and saying, "Oh, this thing sounds crazy as hell." He's a Warnock gonna win. Yeah, he's got the backing of the alphabet group and the females. He's good. Came from Ebenezer. You ain't going against the church now. Church, the church. You ain't going against the church. They laughing at your ass. You can't do nothing. Niggas look at you all like y'all crazy. Stop it, y'all. Stop it. It is what it is. What's going on with y'all niggas, bro? Yeah. Yeah, she's talking about a man getting down. All right. Your man's online. Most of these dudes online, you fucking everybody, girl. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But that's just how I look at it. I say two people in the building, they just dip and left. Shouts out to the person who gave the like. Appreciate the likes, y'all. Appreciate it. Doing something. But yeah, the playback is here. Playback people coming in. I know y'all got distracted with other shit. Listen to my ass, but when the 2 hour comes approach, you already know what time it is. It's 4:02 right now. It ain't 4:30 yet. It ain't 4:30 yet. So y'all got to be mindful of that. So keeping it real. No voting, no vucking. Shouts out to the Supreme Elder, man. Y'all support the Supreme Elder, Yeah, I'm gonna post that. Yeah, shout him out. Salute to him. Salute to him. Bleach TV breakdown discussion. Okay, he's talking about video games. Chief Red Star. Ain't much. Who's this old bitch? Angela Lansbury, who starred in Murder She Wrote, dies at 96. Okay, actually, she passed away. Murder She Wrote. Lansbury. Oh Lord. She was trying to put in work. You know, it is what it is. I'm just saying something real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying real quick. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back. Hold on. Yeah, I'm back. Had to keep somebody quiet. Had to shut that door because she hears a lot of power and she goes crazy. Yeah, you know how it is. But everything's been moving along. So yeah, I was talking about Draymond and things like that. Now they talking about this the suit clothes. My man would always say, but this stuff is wild, man. This stuff is wild, and you just got to look at the stuff that was going on. So I know people are just emotions right now, and things is getting heated and other things, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's a lot of shit going on. It's a lot of content. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and I'll tell you something. I don't respond to people on Twitter no way. You know what I'm saying? But the internet's been crazy. Ain't been gotten nothing here. Request a ballot today. Yeah, I'm voting. Tomorrow's her birthday. Oh, tomorrow's her birthday. Okay. I don't do the Cash App thing, but it is what it is. And these hoes acting crazy. No one cares about Instagram like that. Do you like the new couch? Monday. I know people are just tripping right now. Oh, I'm getting subscribers. Oh, I'm getting viewed. Okay, good, good, good. I know people are tripping. AC Animate. Oh, Lord. Oh, did I say a name? My fault. I didn't mean the diss PC like that. She was on Instagram. I saw her little page. My fault. I was glancing in the clouds, but you know how it is. Oh, man. I know I triggered some people. I was looking at that. I was like, oh, shit. She probably don't watch my shit no more. But everybody's over there. But, like I said, the people talking bad about video games and stuff like that. When I was coming up, I had a balance of both worlds. I went outside. Yes, I play video games time to time, but I didn't stay on for like 48 hours and 20. No, I used to pause the game and multitask and do other stuff, homework and all that stuff. I used to do that. If it's a session, especially if it's one of these sandboxes, let me tell you something. If I was playing Grand Theft Auto and during school time, I wouldn't have enough time to play it. I had to play it during the weekend. Seriously, I would play it during the weekend and did all the missions in one setting, like 2 days. Because it can be long and finish certain tasks. If I had a guidebook to that game, you ought to know. But as when I got older, I said when I start playing them, I would say like 19, like I was out of school and doing other things. I had time to do that. I was playing those Grand Theft Auto games, even the newer ones. I had time. Even when I was in the workplace, I had time. Even when I was playing the old classic GTA 3, people was tripping about when I 100% it 4 years ago. I had time. You gotta have time to play these games. Now the ones is simple, and yeah, you can wait till the next thing. That was it. I didn't play games that had sandbox. It was shooters, sports. That was it. After you get a certain percentage in certain games genres, it's different. But when it's like a sandbox or open world, oh, it's complicated. You gotta outthink the game. You gotta use your brain, and you gotta be complex. You have a complex mind because that's what keeps the game interesting. Especially they're trying to say those games is giving people heart attacks. I don't think so. And they probably saying games that get you to think more instead of because they try to say it creates violence. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I've yet to see that. People can't have fun anymore, because people, yes, they be outside in the summertime and things like that. But when it's like fall and winter and spring, most people's inside the house. And there's gonna be more people inside the house this winter because they're gonna be inside. See, the fall, everybody's outside in the fall. They're playing football and soccer, and it's usually last year wasn't like that, and 2 years ago wasn't like that, and 2 years prior to that, it was like that all the time. But in the state of Georgia, it wasn't. Everybody was online. Even when I was in the workplace, everybody was online. People was outside in other parts of the neighborhood, but before that, when I first came here, yeah, everybody was outside a little bit. I was too. I went to the parades 3 years straight. Everybody was outside. It's just now, the internet done changed things, better technology, better shit. Everybody's more inside than they are outside. So you got to blame the pandemic. The pandemic done resetted everything. Most people will be inside way more I would say in the fall, all the way through the spring, except for the summer. That's it. And that's how I'm going to look at it because that's the future that we're into. So we got to understand that this stuff matters to these young people. I'm young myself. I'm a little getting older, but I'm just saying, like, it ain't like what it used to. And I'm talking about the ages of 13 to 17, and then you got ages of 18, I'll say 18 to 30. That range. Oh, they doing some damage. Once they get 35 plus and above, oh, it's over. Because they try to mislead us, but it ain't working. It's the younger kids. They're not worrying about us. They can't get us. It's the younger generation. That's what they're looking at. And this type of YouTube is not working. I hear some protesting about France. I don't know if that's true. That's all over. I saw that on Twitter this morning. Everybody's protesting. I saw that recently this morning after I took my shower this morning. I was like, some wild shit. Some good shit at that. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I know people care about lighting and shit. Lighting is cool, but that shit's overrated. Get your live right. See, it's extremely delusional. Okay, I hear you. I ain't gonna mention no channel's name because I know she got issues with me. I don't think he disrespects Ti. Charleston White is correct. No one gives a fuck about Ti. That's to this day I say fuck that nigga. I know we live in Georgia, but no one gives a fuck about that nigga. Fuck that nigga. Charleston White can say what the fuck he want to say. Let it go. Even though he's from Fort Worth, but he's letting you know that nigga's a clown too. He going everybody's heads. Yeah, man. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit. Charleston White all the way on that. These rappers need to just be quiet and go sit down somewhere. They ain't doing shit. Take care of your fucking kids. They don't give a fuck about their kids. I love my kids. I know dudes talking about political talk and things like that and want to argue and shit. Most of these people on these platforms are fucking clowns. You know what I'm saying? Like I really care less about people um talk about their political shit because I always speak on shit that matters. I'm more into the philosophy and things like that. I don't get no credit because most people ain't shit. But that's YouTube. That's what I deal with. Now other sites I be on, I get more views than that, get more attention than that. I can innovate. I can do all that. It's just the support. People that subscribe to you, that fucks with you, and they get tired of the same old shit. They just there to be there to benefit your content. Then if they get tired of you, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. That happens. That happened to me once, and I know people get carried away and It's gonna get tired of you after a while. Because I've noticed this last year, and last year it was a great run. This year I don't give a shit. It's just up for grabs. But next year it's gonna be a little different because I ain't gonna be streaming like this all the time. Because I'm gonna have to cut back on certain streams. The only ones I'm not gonna cut back is my Thursday and Sunday streams. Rest is gonna be pre-recorded. You're just gonna have to guess it. Wednesday will always gonna be pre-recorded. That's the new thing. I'm not doing it this year, but next year I'm doing it because I'm gonna be like, I've done it already. So it's kind of like expect that to come. And that's just what it is, you know. I'm not tripping off of it right now. So yeah, then again, you just gotta build your shit. Get your context in wet, you know. I know people are gonna just be angry and things like that, but you know, appreciate the people coming through, you know, and that's sort of what it is. And I'm glad this is working on my end. So, you know, I'm just giving something to y'all for real. And it is what it is. So you got people at the time last year was fun, and you know, I had fun doing it. But then when I look at it now, I just don't really care for it at this point. Because once you get a certain amount of, you know, content in, I don't have my course now, the pre-recording starts. I'm just gonna do it right and just be smooth with it. So again, you know, that's how I'm gonna look at it. But that's how you're gonna look at it in so many terms. But that's how I look at it as this point. But I know things has gone anywhere. She said she smelled like pieces in sandalwood. Oh Lord. Twitter's gone crazy. Yeah, but you know how people is. You know how people is going crazy. But that's how I look at it. But in so many terms, like people want to be mindful of how crazy it's going to be, you know, because this year is going to be very interesting, and the winter is going to be very interesting. I don't know if things is going to calm down in the future, but you know, after that pandemic, people just want to get outside and that crazy, you know, because they just get tired of the same old, same old. And I just look at it like this: if you see people in problems, you already know what time it is. I mean, and we're here now because it's almost like the 2 hour threshold. So not going to waste y'all's time, but you know, because I appreciate y'all coming through. Degenerate, appreciate she with the share. Tampa coming on, of course. Who else? Page too clean. All right, appreciate you coming through. I don't know if that's Psycho or whoever. Yeah, that is. Appreciate you coming through. The legendary Wacky World of Old. Appreciate you coming through. Mace, long time no see. Appreciate you coming through. Keep up the great work. I heard great things about what you're doing there. Keep that 1,000, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be hell at first. You just gotta maintain that number. They'll fuck with you. I mean, keep doing your sports thing, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Because this thing in the fall, when it gets super cold, they gonna need your channels. These big channels, people gonna get tired of that shit after a while. Because if people getting banned, we're gonna talk about the shit. We're just not gonna act crazy. You know, we're gonna be tactful. You know, I'm gonna use this platform what it is. I'm not gonna try to sell out to them. No, they already got problems. You can make content about anything. People will follow you. It's just it's gonna take time. For me, it's gonna take time because I understand what my channel is. I just gotta look at it like you can't get disappointed. You got people that support you. You got to be consistent. And the more consistent I am, and then if I do drop pre-records, make it into a live stream and talk a lot longer, which I will with this fucking software, it's gonna be a good thing. Cause I know how to use this shit. I just gotta y'all gotta give me time to do it. So I got the microphone for it. And that's pretty much it. So, you know, not this one I'm using, but this is what I use for lives and shit. But that's pretty much it. But that's just basically what we have. So so many words, like I said, you know, almost into closing, and it's pretty much, you know. Yeah. Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Yeah. I had to shut somebody up. But it's pretty much it, gets emotional when no one's not giving her attention. But it is what it is. Like I see what this is going through, but that's what you got to be on here, man. But the independent thinker series is a combination of topics that I talk about and things like that. What I told you about that video game, what they try to tell them this, give them heart attacks and shit. This is some crazy shit by scientists. They reaching for shit. They reaching for shit. It's just what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I just don't see why people just get desperate sometimes. People are desperate. They are desperate. They are desperate. They are desperate. And that's just what it is. So, yeah, the 2 hours is about to hit. It is what it is. So I know people are tripping about sounds. My mother's dog is tripping. I'm taking care of her for a while before she reclaim her little thing. So it's like we gotta just cherish that real quick. She doing jumping jacks? And she having fun in that water. She having fun in that water. Mm. Believe that. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. before we end this off, this edition, because it's been a while. The post office here, it'll run its course again around 6 or whatever. But probably some junk mail and things like that. But the independent thinking series is like you have to think outside the box, and it's pretty much you do what you do. You just keep your shit tight, and then just keep things just understand what's going on in the world. Politically. I will talk about Abrams and Kemp. It's a pretty interesting topic, and it explains what the election is going to be and what's going to determine. To me, I think the whole debate is going to be about abortion, a lot of other shit, a lot of issues that stems what's changing the state. Georgia's going to change forever because if we do get a woman governor, it's going to change it a little bit. A lot of people say we're not going to get one. That's how niggas think. That's how people think. It's not true, bro. We ain't got it like that, dude. This laws has changed. What Biden is doing, this white man, right? What Biden's doing, I ain't tripping off him changing because this is what they want to do. They don't want to piss nobody off, right? What Biden's doing, if he gets out, they want that full consolidated power. Now, Abrams is not coming on no pro-black shit. Okay, she's not on that pro-black shit. And the reason I'm saying she's not, and to me, my thoughts is she will win. And she's getting away from that pro-black shit because that's not going to help her win it. What's going to help her win it is going to be the support of people. That's why I don't understand why people don't get what I'm saying. Like, this stuff is real, man. Like, they're not going for that anarchist type thinking. They already nuked that shit on YouTube for years, so they already got them going. Now, these fascists, these right-wing racist or supremacist racists, right? And use the term woke, like, for niggas, woke means niggas. If y'all don't know, well, I say this on this channel because be careful how you say that. Because when they say it, they don't say it to be, oh, he's far left. No, no, no. They talking about us. That's a tactic. I've studied that years ago, what they meant by that. They ain't gonna tell you what it really meant, but that's what they meant. You gotta be careful when they say woke. When they say it, they don't say it how we say it. I don't even like the term awoken it, or whatever. Everybody's awoken into the truth. Are they really awakened? They use the term woke to describe us. They don't like us. And they let us know that because through subliminal messaging, they're the kings of that too. They like to compete with us on that. So you got to remember, white folks compete with us in power all the time. That's why we don't have much. So again, it's just like the same thing we've always seen all the time. And then, and I talked about it, several times, and we'll speak on it probably, tomorrow about Kemp and what's called Abrams. A lot of people think Kemp is going to win all that. He ain't winning shit. He ain't did nothing for Georgia. A lot of people try to say Kemp is the guy and all that. And the people that's saying that don't know what the hell they talking about. Kemp is not winning, bro. He had his chance. I don't see him winning. If y'all think he's winning, y'all delusional. He ain't got no support. And he ain't got no Trump support either, so Trump don't fuck with him. You see what I'm saying? Like, Herschel Walker, that was just a throwaway vote. Ain't nobody vote for neither one of them. Republicans are finished. They don't have no base of winning. What's going on? What's going on, Toya? The ultimate tutor. What's going on? But yeah, it is what it is. And that's just what it is. Like, I think her winning this election, to me, is by default, man. Like, she lost the last election to a white man, but they're gonna give it to her this time. As far as a black woman will go, if she ever gets a election seat as a governor, that's good for them. White folks will allow that. They're never gonna let her be president. You already see it in the White House, so they're good with her being governor. And then Warnock, he's gonna win the Senate seat because he's got the back by the Alphabet Group and things like that. I told you about him. I'm gonna speak thoroughly about him. He was my former pastor when I was a Christian one time. I left the shit in 2009, and he's not my pastor no more. He used to be my former pastor. He's decent, but I already knew he was on the other tip. So if y'all ask me questions about that, that's a whole nother story on that. I can tell y'all that on Thursday or Sunday streams or whatever by him. He's a whole nother topic. He's a whole nother topic. So with that one being said, I'm going to sign off. and this is every other Tuesday. I might do this on a different time or two. I may do this at 1 or whatever. I ain't gonna hold y'all time, but it is what it is. So with that, I'm gonna say peace and shalom, and I'm out. Until next time. Yo.